Thanks, guys. Yeah, it was a little bit of a disappointing game for the Iowa men's basketball team last night.
A little?
Right. It was not exactly fun to watch as the Iowa basketball team was back in action last night following their first conference win of the season against Illinois last week.
Unfortunately for the Hawks, they could not keep the momentum going as they went out east to face Rutgers. In the first half, it was more of the same for Iowa as Rutgers' Geo Baker went in for the steal against Nicholas Baird, chased the ball down the court, and finished in style with a two-handed dunk to give Rutgers a 9-point advantage. The Scarlet Knights finished out the half up 38-24.
Well, there aren't many positive highlights we can show you from the Iowa side of the ball, except for the second half steal from Tyler Cook that he passes to Macy Daly, back to Cook to Daly again, and then to Jack Nungy for the dunk. But that wouldn't be enough for the Hawkeyes as they dropped this one 80-64.
With this loss, the Hawks fell to 10-10 this season and 1-6 in conference play. Here's what head coach Fran McCaffrey had to say on the loss.
But we never really, until the very end, did we ever really look comfortable offensively. And we were working, we were moving the ball a little bit better, but our execution wasn't good, and quite honestly, our shot selection wasn't good. So I mean, if you're, we're shooting turnaround jumpers, a lot of jumpers. I mean, we only shot 10 free throws. You got to drive the ball. You got to get the ball inside. You got to make sure you're in the bonus late, which we eventually were. That's how we got 10. But we settled, I thought, in that beginning portion of the second half. And you can't do that, not when you're behind and not when a team is playing as well as they were playing.
One of the lone bright spots from this game was Jordan Bohannon, who finished the night with 22 points, including 5 three-pointers. The Hawks are really going to need to rely on him as they enter a tough stretch of their schedule.
I definitely agree, Taylor, since it won't be getting any easier for the struggling Hawks, as next up on their schedule is the third-ranked Purdue Boilermakers, who will come into Carver this Saturday.
It's going to be a tough one. The Iowa wrestling team hits the road this weekend, where they will be traveling to Columbus to take on the number 2 ranked Ohio State Buckeyes.
The Buckeyes should be a tough test for the Hawks, with 6 of their 10 wrestlers ranked in the top 5 of their weight class.
And don't forget a couple former national champions in Nathan Tomasello at 125, Miles Martin at 184, and of course, heavyweight Kyle Snyder, who is also an Olympic gold medalist.
The formerly top-ranked Buckeyes fell to number 2 in this week's rankings, but they might be on a different level than the Hawkeyes, as head coach Tom Brands explains.
Ohio State and Penn State keep flipping. Penn State brought a guy in a red shirt. He had a good win against Michigan. Now all of a sudden he's factored in the whatever TPI or whatever it's called, those rankings. So now Penn State's number 1, Ohio State's number 2 in some polls. And last week it was the other way. And they're the 2 that are flip-flopping. Nobody else is in that category.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, number 2 ranked kid, like you said, is a defending national champ. I mean, he's not going to come out and take it easy. He's going to try to win. He's going to try to get major, and I'm going to try to win too. So it'll be a fun day.
The duo will be a little bit of a homecoming for Iowa's Alex Marinelli, who chose to wrestle for the Hawkeyes over Ohio State in his recruitment process.
Growing up, I had a Carver Hawkeye Arena poster above my bed, and that's just something that I've always dreamed of, coming to Iowa and, being on this campus. I mean, it's a small-town feel. You get that small-town feel, the cornfields. I went to high school, St. Paris Graham, and that's a country town, and they know how to work hard, and that's just Iowa.
Taylor, this really should be a really exciting meet between 2 top 5 programs. We'll have more from this meet in our Monday morning broadcast.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how that one turns out. Well, that's all we've got for you today in the sports studio.
But be sure to tune in tomorrow for the first courtside show of the new year, hosted by our very own Mary Kate Herron and Zach Mackey, where they will break down Iowa's matchup with the Purdue Boilermakers. Guys, back to you at the desk.